homophones and homographs. So what is a homophone? A homophone is a word that is pronounced the same as another word but has a different meaning. The words may be spelled the same or differently. Correction. The homophones is when two words sound the same but are spelled differently. Homographs is when two words are spelled the same but have different meaning. For example, we have bear and bear. The first bear is bear as in the animal bear that we have seen up there. The second bear is, for example, can be used in context bare feet, bare back, anything bare that has no covering. That's one of the examples of a homophone. Next to it we have ice cream and ice cream. Ice cream is the ice cream that the frozen dessert that everybody enjoys. And ice cream is when a person's screaming, like I'm screaming. Meat. We have two different types of meat. We have meat as in nice to meet you, and meat as in the meat you eat in a hamburger, in a sandwich, in anything. Next to it you can see with your eyes the word sea, the ocean, the sea ocean, and sea as in the eyes that you use to see. It could be used as, let me use an example for see. I see a person writing in a book. Another example can be, I like to see the sea. I like the view of the sea that we can see up there. This next slide we have read. These are two different types of read. And the first read is we're reading a book, for example. When we first read a book, we read it. Another word that sounds the same but is totally different, spelled almost like the same read, is the reed that you use in an instrument. For example, clarinets. The second one that we see up here is maid. We have maid as in the person who cleans up your house, cleans up after yourselves. And the second maid is maid as in someone is made. The example up here is made in USA. So we can use maid as in my maid showed up and cleaned my room. And the second one can be used in made as in I made my bed. This next one is here. So spelled similar word letters, but not quite. As you can see, here, the first one is hear. When you hear something, like I can hear you talk. I can hear myself talk. The second here is here, as in I am standing here right now doing this video. For the second example, that is on my left, is night, which is nighttime and the night. Examples of both would be I like to read at night, or it is nighttime and I need to go to bed, or I will do it in the night. The second night is, you can use them in a sentence such as, the knights will go and conquer the dragon, or the knight will go and save the princess. Those that we talked about were homophones. These are homographs. The difference between the two is, like I mentioned earlier, homophones, if you know, phone is like call, think of it this way. Homophones, they sound the same but are spelled different. You can only hear the similarity, but you can see the difference. The second, the homographs actually, is when they're spelled but they have different meanings. The examples that we have up here are pen and tear. Let's talk about pen. Pen, you see two different images. First, we all know the pen as in the writing utensil. And the second image we have on the bottom is pen. Pen to put your animals in, like the dog pen, the goat pen, the horse pen. And on the other side, we have tear. Now they have a slight distinction in the way it's pronounced, but some people can pronounce it the same, whereas others can say it differently or pronounce it differently. It's all about enunciation, which means the way you pronounce your words. First of all, we have tear, where you see the eye is crying, the person's crying. The water substance that comes out of your eye is a tear drop, for like when you're crying. The second tear is spelled the same, pronounced tear or tear. It's all depends on the individual and how they pronounce it, like I said earlier. On the bottom we have tear. You can see somebody's tearing money. Those are the two differences between tear and tear. But like I mentioned, some people can pronounce it the same or different. Park. These are another additional homographs. Park, we have two images. Park can be the first one, as in, I don't want to go play in the park, where there's trees, grass, anywhere you can play. The second image below that is park, as in the car is looking for like a parking spot. Example would be used as, I am going to park my car, or I need to go to the parking spot. But the main difference is like, where am I going to park, or I need to park my car. On the other side, we have punch. These are terms that are familiar. Everybody can use it. Everyday common usage for them would be punch, the red substance that you drink at parties, social gatherings. For example, is I like to drink punch, or can you go get me a glass of punch? Another use for it can be punch, where people can punch you, or say, I'm going to go punch the punching bag. It's the act, the movement of when you're going to punch somebody. This last slide, this next slide, sorry, it's bow. You have two different bows here. You have the pink bow that every girl likes to use, and a lot of little girls, can be seen with their little cute bows. And you have the second bow, which is used for hunting, like bows with arrows. For the first one, we can use bow, like I like the little girl's bow, because it's pretty. And the second book is, I use bow and arrow to go hunt a deer, a hog, or for hunting season. The second one that we see next to it is the word bat. Now, it's very easy to use, very easy to spell, but there's two distinctions. Bat, the first one is a baseball bat. Baseball bats can also be called bats, but the correct term is a baseball bat. If they're next to it, the bottom is the actual bat that lives in caves and whatnot. Let's use both an example just to clarify. First one is, I use the bat to play baseball. Second one, or the image in the bottom referring to the image, is the bat, which is the bats, sleep in caves. It's all about context clues when using homophones and homographs, that you can tell which one the person's talking about. By getting the way they're saying, or their sentence structure, you can understand which term they're using and in what way. Examples, like I mentioned, Mandy has very long hair. you have hair and hair as in the bunny rabbit. So between the two, the one that fits correctly by context clues would be hair. Because Mandy does not have a long rabbit, but she has long hair. Andy wishes he is able to jump high. This is a little tricky because there's three different types of twos. There's two, as in I have to do it, and two, as in the number two, which is very similar sounding to the other, and two as in as well. So here it's Andy wishes he is able to jump. In this context, you are going to use, it is correct to use the first one because the other two would just not make sense. The fourth one is Holly has a good morning. Holly always has a good morning. These two mornings are homophones. They are spelled differently but sound the same. The first morning is when you're sad. The first morning is dawn, the mornings. So in this case, she doesn't always have a good, sad, but a good morning when dawn breaks when we come to school. And the last one is ice cream. You scream. We all scream for ice cream. Those two have those ice cream and you scream. No. Ice cream and ice cream sound similar but are two different distinctions. Like I mentioned earlier, screaming, ice cream, and then ice cream, the actual frozen dessert that everybody enjoys. And this was a tutorial for homographs and homophones. Thank you. Have a good day.